bearers of the truth. Oh, is that it? I had a face from the name from anyone who likes my channel. We'll figure it out. So once more into the breach of your friends, or close up the book with Robert Jordan's work being dead. Spoilers for my review. This episode sucked. It really sucked. It's only mildly better than the first episode for one particular scene, which I mentioned below. As for my first episode review, if you want to see me react to the whole damn thing, I got a separate video for that, which you can watch all or in chunks of, whatever. Should be posted before this one. Given how many people are doing long form breakdowns, I'm doing a separate, narrowly focused, full spoiler review with a couple of my big takes on this. Because there's like dozens of people talking about this, and I want you to watch as many as possible to get all of our opinions on this and all that. So listen to as many Whitecloaks or Whitecloak aligned reviews, or any other views you want. But I mean, for those of us looking who are breaking down this crap show and telling you how it really is, as opposed to people who just can't, like people like Daniel Green, who could say some of the obvious problems, but still say, "Oh, this is okay though. This is okay." It's not okay. Probably, well, before I do get on to my planned comments, notice in the picture, what is Perrin not carrying? What's missing? His axe. Perrin should be wielding an axe. There's a reason for that. But anyway, now on to what I had prepared content. So probably the worst thing about this episode is the total destruction of Rand's storyline and character growth. Now, personally, I think they're doing this because the actor wants out. He probably indicated he won't renew the contract, and now Dutkins is deliberately sidelining Shoran and intends to replace him with Shoneve eventually as the main character. So let's get to the problem with Selene. Spoilers for the books and all. Selene is the first time we encounter the Forsaken known as Lanfear. Lanfear is a complex character. She's the one who led the project that wound up freeing the Dark One. She's about as beautiful as it's possible for a woman to be. For example, whether you consider, say, Elizabeth Taylor or Sophia Loren or Lena Horne or Shakira or whoever else is your mental image of the most beautiful woman there is, Lanfear is several steps above that. Right? She is someone who likely would suffer from narcissistic megalomania syndrome, or to another way, she wants the world the way she wants it, and she thinks the entire world revolves around her. Okay? And she, insofar as she could love anyone other than herself, loved Luce Darren Telemon and lost it when LTT dropped hard for his eventual wife, Elena. Of course, you don't know that because you didn't see the actual prologue to the show. They didn't bother putting that in. Okay. So in the book, as Rand, he's the second commander of the mission to recover the Horn of Valyria and the dagger. Ingtar's in command, and Moraine sets it up where Rand now has all these formal clothes and he has a great horse, and Ingtar specifically told that Rand is number 2. Okay. Rand is being pushed into a position of leadership by Moraine. She's manipulating things to help Rand grow and become the leader they all need. Okay, so Lanfear, in her cunning disguise as Selene, she basically encounters the hunters of the Horn, so to speak, and they escort her to Cahen, among other things, and during that, she's constantly telling Rand, oh, you should embrace and take what you want, and she's trying to lure him to the dark side, right? So, Lanfear, she comes across as worldly and alluring, in an attempt to lead Rand to sharing her rural viewpoint and then bind him to her. And Rand resists this in part because of his good nature, but also because he's basically a non-worldly sheep herder, right? Lanfear cannot understand how he is resisting her influence. There's a running joke in this series with Rand, Matt, and Perrin where they all, one time any one of them encounters a problem with a woman, they think, well, like Rand would think, oh, Matt and Perrin, I don't understand what Matt and Perrin do. I wish one of them was here to tell them what to do. Or Matt would say, I don't understand women. I wish Rand and Perrin here to tell me what to do. And it's a running joke for at least the first 8 books of the series, okay, that's the case. Now, of course, since they added so much sex to this, to make it a soap opera and they made the character mature and so on, Rand's entire character growth storyline and all the growth he shows, and a funny kind of comedy of him resisting Selene without even knowing it, kind of like how Naruto's oblivious to Hinata's interest in him, for example. Rand's oblivious to anyone's interest in him at this point. But none of that can happen, In the book, there's a fabulous moment where Lanfear finds out that Rand slept with someone else, but that can't really happen anymore because Rand now slept with her already, and Rand has slept with Egwene. He sleeps around. Another thing I want to comment on, or need to comment on, is what I'm calling the Leandrin miasma. And what the frack are they doing with Leandrin? Seriously? Is it really? I mean, is it so far? They've gone so far into the woman sphere that women can't be villains anymore, or have to be sympathetic villains. Leandrin in the book, she's out and out evil and one of the Black Aja. She literally sells one of the protagonists into slavery in this book. Okay, even without with that sort of stupidity in mind. Okay, the fact that they're doing the woke stuff. Leandrin's depiction wanders all over the place from scene to scene. Okay, I mean sometimes she's friendly, sometimes she's confused, sometimes she's murderous, sometimes she's motherly, and it's just she's being written differently just for the scene she's in. She's not being consistently written to a storyline. Okay? And then one last major point that needs to bring up: what the hell is with all the sex? Yeah, I know it's a soap opera, I get it, but Alana is being literally portrayed as a groomer, which I guess makes sense, considering the people who are doing this are the political persuasion who want to groom children and all. But I mean, she's leering at Egwene in multiple scenes. She tries to explain channeling with sexual metaphors to Egwene when Egwene approaches her in the study. Robert Jordan despised excessive sexual stuff in any relation to his stories. And by the way, you can bet your bottom dollar that, unlike in the books where Rand figured out how to cleanse the male of the power, this filtering scene with Alana and Nynaeve will be how Shonave figured out how to cleanse the power. So she's gonna be the one that does it. Okay. Also, just as a commentary, I think those whispers Rand is hearing when he channels is the show's way of introducing the voice of Lews Therin Telamon into which Rand in the novel hears as a growing voice in his head. Because in the novels, LTT and Rand have the same soul, but they're different personalities. So LTT's personality starts running on the hardware, so to speak, and being separate from Rand's in the novel. Final thoughts, and I can go on and on and on and on. But Disparu, Night's Watch, and our own Prophet of the Dragon have excellent long-form videos if you want a detailed breakdown. This is a 1 out of 10, and a 1 comes from the fact that you have some badass Mistema fighting scenes. Frack this show. Thanks for watching my video. Smash the like button if you liked it. Hit this like if you didn't. Comment down below if you have any questions for me about the video. Please share this video if you found it worthwhile. I'm Matt. It's been an episode of UNBEARABLE 73. Have a nice day, and I am out of here.